Here in the lab, we can extract chlorophyll pigments from the leaves. Then, we can make the chlorophylls glow by shining a black light. This red glow is the result of chlorophylls emitting excess absorbed light energy that they cannot use for photosynthesis. This process is called chlorophyll fluorescence. By measuring chlorophyll fluorescence, we can infer the photosynthetic activity of plants.
Okay, thanks Chris for your demo. The only problem with that is how do you take this out into the field to measure the fluorescent glow from plants outside of the lab? And so what we have here is a portable instrument called a fluorometer. And what we can do with this is clip it onto leaves and make a pretty rapid measurement of how much fluorescence is coming out of it. So I'll demo it on one of these plants right here. So I got my leaf and I clip it in, clamp it down, and then I hit the button and you'll see a red flash. And there's our recording, and if you zoom in here, you can see the relative value of fluorescence coming off this leaf. So the advantage of this technique is that it's fast and I can get many species at the same time. However, if we're going to want to try to scale this up to, say, an entire field or the globe or an entire ecosystem, how are we going to do that?
Leaves do glow all right, but it would take a very long time to measure chlorophyll fluorescence for individual leaves of an entire field. Another way of measuring carbon, water, gas, and fluxes and energy is with a tower. Tower stands very tall, and with them we can continuously measure many leaves all around it. So since there are so many interesting leaf and environmental characteristics to measure, you can attach different measuring instruments to its sturdy structure and learn so much about an ecosystem. Scientists put towers up in fields and forests all around the world, where they do a great job of continuously measuring the finest details of various plants that exist in such unique ecosystems. We can see here that towers stand way above the tree forest canopy and are capable of collecting leaf measurements for much larger areas.
Towers. Towers only stay in one place. Boring. You just see the same hunk of dirt over and over again. You know what's fun? Flying. We can mount instruments to airplanes and we can fly all over the place. I get to see all sorts of different ecosystems by surveying the land by plane. The spatial resolution, or how much we can see any individual point in detail, is a little less than towers, but I can see across landscapes. For example, NASA, NASA took a plane up to the Arctic in Alaska and Canada and put an instrument on it so we could see plant fluorescence from the air. We can even compare plant fluorescence with tower measurements on the ground to see how well they match up. If they match up pretty well, then maybe we can apply these relationships across larger areas. And we got to see boreal forests, shrublands, and wetlands. Look at all the places we get to go. Airborne data collection is definitely the best.
Hi there. Flying sounds okay, but I like to stay here at Mission Control. I'm able to sit at my computer and see the entire world from my satellites. The satellites continuously circle the Earth, providing me with many pictures of the same locations over time. So not only am I able to see the whole globe, but I can track changes that happen in these ecosystems over days, months, or even years. Here, take a look. So you see, by using satellites, I get to use outer space to study all types of ecosystems in a one-stop shop at my computer. Satellites are definitely, by far, out of this world, the best way to study plants.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think the leaf level measurements are the best.
Airbornes are best. Come on.
No way.
Planes,
The
tower level mechanism.
It's
Come
actually
on
the
now.
best one.
Physiology.
Let me tell you, it's
Hey, wait a minute. Why is everyone competing? Each of you has a useful approach. We complement each other. We need chemists who study the interactions between tiny molecules in plants that emit this red glow. From this, we can create remote sensing technology to pick up the glow. Because towers are stuck in one place, they capture all the interesting things that happen in ecosystems over time. With towers, we can study crops, deciduous forests, and evergreens. And after knowing how ecosystems work, we use planes to see how these ecosystems transition into each other. And all of this research underpins the cool technology that you see in a satellite that continuously monitors the globe. Also, we can use these approaches to check that the satellites are picking up the right information. As we move from the lab to a wild plant to landscapes, it gets harder and harder to see these light signals. Using our trusty computers, we write models that convert this light data into information about plants and ecosystem function. All of the approaches described here are tools for scientists to see how plants function over time and space. Working together at UC Davis, we can explain how plants and ecosystems and the Earth are changing and solve so many critical problems.